Well, I guess I can't wait any longer to tell you, boys. You're getting a baby brother. Yes, he's on its way. What? No, it's not a Pokemon. Huh? No, he's not Irish. No, he's Scottish. Something against the. He's a Canadian bear. He'll be coming soon. And welcome back once again to the coffee table of comic books. Yes, the comics coffee table. Our coffee table. Pull up a chair. Bring a cuppa. What are you shoving under your nose today there, pal? I feel blessed and grateful and that you're here with us. We are all here together at this coffee table. We're taking a break. We're leaving the world's problems at the door. We're pulling up a chair. We're going to talk about, you guessed it, comic books. We're going to also be nicer to your comic books, Eric. Seriously, they are ganging up on me. I am literally surrounded by comics. And, gosh, this is like, I feel like I'm living on the inside of a comic book shop. My room is turned... The Boston studios has turned into a temporary local comic book shop. Now back to you, Drinka. Yeah, I'm getting another stuffed animal, another friend. Someone else is joining the family. I'm gonna find a place for him, probably right behind me or, on the chair. But we're getting a Canadian bear plushie, straight from Drunk 3PO. It's Jay, the Canadian bear. He's a YouTuber, awesome dude. We got to meet him. Friend of the channel, and we probably see each other in the live chat too. And go check out. Shout out to Drunk 3PO. Wait a second. That's better. Shout out to Drunk 3PO. Indeed. He'll make it to FNT one night. Here we are with Pika's show notes. Yes, Pika, our executive producer. Drinka. He's our union boom mic and a camera operator, perpetually on break. Union rules. And this is the comics coffee table. And pull up a chair. Yeah. Wow, that's a good cuppa. I'm so happy to be sharing a couple of minutes of our busy day together and talking about comic books. How are you? Awesome. We are using these two books this year. We are using the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide, most current edition, 52nd edition. This is the Overstreet Guide to Grading Comics. It's the 6th edition, published in 2021. These were given to me by my parents for Christmas. So, therefore, this year, is dedicated to my parents. Thank you so very much. I love you guys. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Hoppy Poppy. My stepdad, his nickname's Hoppy. So I call him Hoppy Poppy. And it's stuck. Haha. Isn't that cool? The mission of this show is twofold. It's one, I have a collection. It's a couple of decades old. They desperately need new bags, new boxes, and new boards, especially boards. I've been neglectful with that. So I'm trying to get myself and hopefully you, all of us together, to go to our local comic book shop and spend our money there. Look, I could be spending my money on my online supply chain and having it delivered to my door, getting probably the exact meticulous OCD things I need that I can't find at the brick and mortar stores, like Mylar bags, and at a discount too. But how does that help my local comic book shop stay open? It doesn't. So I'm committed to buying my supplies at my local comic book shop. I'm switching from long boxes to short boxes. The older I get, the heavier those long boxes get. So I'm going to start putting them into short boxes. Those long boxes have done their job. They've protected my comic books, and they need to be retired. Let's just send them to recycling with a smile and our gratitude. Thank you, long boxes of days of yore. But yeah, we're getting new boxes, new bags, and new acid-free boards. I should have been using boards all this time. I was always the laziest. Yep, me, lazy. When it came to boarding, I was lucky to get them in the bags. And sometimes you go to a comic book shop and you have all these old, fine copies not in bags. They're just in the long boxes. I don't need to be like bagging and boarding all of them. But I have the need for decent comic book conversation, and this is just a part of it. So hopefully I'm going to get you out to your local comic book shop where you will spend your money there. Not only will you get your new releases and your trade paperbacks and stay in touch with all of your non-delusional parasocial relationships with our superhero friends between the pages and panels, we will also help pay the rents there, keep the lights on, and keep our local brick and mortar comic book shops in business, because when they're gone, they are gone. So let's help each other, keep each other in business. They'll keep us in funny books and supplies, and we'll keep going. It's a symbiotic relationship, like the Naboo and the Gungan in that episode 1 movie. I just also want to say I am not a professional grader. We're doing this for fun. The show is for entertainment purposes only. And if you have any serious questions about the condition or value of your collection, go to your local comic book shop, talk to the owner, talk to the staff. They can put you in the right direction. There are also a few professional grading organizations and systems. Like there are, let's see, there's the 10-point scale. Seriously, we're going to be learning how to grade our comics. We're going to be taking our comics, taking them out of the bags, putting them into new bags, and just checking them out as we go along. And I'm learning so much about like what to look for and not to be ripped off. I mean, if you can tune into them, Wes at Thinking Critical, I'll leave the link in the description. He's doing a series with Doc. Wes has had me on his Comics Aficionados show several times. They're my panel mates. I'm blessed to talk to them often about our beloved hobby. And they're starting a series of about comic book curation and care, and also identifying, things with your back issues in old comics, especially if you're buying them. I think about like a heads up on getting ripped off. You have to look for this, and that. And I'm like, wow. Educational programming. There is CBCS, the Comic Book Certification Service. There is CGC, the Certified Guarantee Company, and there is also Halo certifications. And those are the 3 major services available to you also. So you can, if you have absolute questions about the value and condition of your comics, those are the pros. We are blissful amateurs hanging out, shooting the breeze, talking about comic books, and this is part of the conversation. I have a collection. You might have a collection too. Wouldn't you like to just take stock of what you got, and literally maybe value something? And I'm eventually going to sell chunks of this. Why not? What are they doing? Hanging out in these boxes. I'm not reading them. They've been there for years. Maybe give them a second life with a new home, a new family. Aww. And welcome back. I'm trying to find places in the show where to put ad breaks. Why not? You gotta, think of like the act structure of a TV show. I was at a great comic book shop a couple of weeks ago. I picked this up. It was in a bin. I got this for less than $5 because my grand total came to he charged me $20, and I got 2 new floppies as well. So that was literally $11 of no, that was $8. So there was $12 left. It covered this and 5 back issues of ROM, and this itself he was going for $5. He said the red stickers $5. This is Doomsday Clock 12 of 12. And it went for $5.99, and it's in wonderful condition. This, we were talking about Action Comics last week, and this fixes the New 52. And it was supposed to have been alongside the DC Rebirth notion. This was supposed to be some kind of, crisis level event. Then, things change. Different voices need to be heard. People get hired. People get fired. We change. We're doing this now, and we need this done. So the emphasis was taken off of Doomsday Clock and put on to Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, who had the hot hand at the time. Their New 52 Batman went on for the entire New 52 for 4 or 5 years, and they were a solid battery. Battery is a baseball metaphor or allegory. The battery is the pitcher and the catcher calling signs, setting the tempo of the game. You could use that same thing with the writer and the artist, and the rest of the team. You have the colorist, the inker, the letterer, the editor, the publisher, the printer, stuff like that. I love to think of like a good comic book squad here, the team, as either a baseball team or a rock and roll band. I think that's the best kind of allegory to to explain. Like, everyone has a role, and so this was about fixing the New 52 and bringing it into conjunction with Watchmen. So the big bad in this is Dr. Manhattan, unintentionally, and Superman, instead of killing like he was supposed to have, I think, Dr. Manhattan wanted to be taken out in a way, and Superman saves him instead, because that's what Superman does, and he gives chances. So remember in New 52 where I said that in Grant Morrison's Action Comics, we totally covered those, that Vindictive, the fifth dimensional evil imp, went back in time and killed Clark's parents in a car accident on his prom night. This is what fixes that. All you need is a good story to fix mistakes. And I know we're always trying to, the writers must always be trying to, they need some room to tell some stories. But here they are. This is Clark's parents dropping Clark off at the, it's John and Martha dropping Clark off at the prom, and they're about to die in this car wreck, and there, boom, Superboy saves the day, like he was supposed to. Yeah, because this is and it reboots, and this was supposed to help reboot the DC universe once again. Boom! Look, all the heroes are back. We got the Justice Society back, the real Justice Society, not the Earth 2, New 52 versions. And then it goes into, these really cool panels on explaining stuff and these great team shots of this is a really good comic book. But at the end, there's Jonathan, there's Martha, there's Lois, and there's Clark. And we've gotten back to telling just regular Superman superhero stories. I really appreciate this. I'm going to keep this in the bag I bought it. Why? It's a Mylar. And it's got a board. So I'm fine with that. All right? And I've been looking this up. This is from incognitocomics.com.au, which means Australia. Van Diemen's Land. Where they would send the Irish. Shut up. I heard you. You're not getting replaced. You're getting a roommate. He'll bring beer. Gosh. What is the difference between a poly bag and a Mylar bag? Have you been asking that? It's like, what's the big deal, Sully? I mean, bags are bags, aren't they? Well, a Mylar bag of 50 costs about close to $30. This polypropylene bag costs $8.99 for 100. And yeah, what's the difference, huh? Well, let's read this from Incognito Comics. What is the difference between poly and mylar bags? Polypropylene bags are common in the cheaper option to protect your books. Standard poly bags can last between 3 and 8 years, not 50, as has been claimed. Due to its rigidity, polypropylene bags are more prone to tearing, especially at the seams. We've seen that a few times. Over time, you will see the bag beginning to ripple and lose its structure. Thicker poly bags may last longer. Mylar bags are universally considered to be the best material to store your precious comic books and paper products in. It is what the Library of Congress in the U.S. uses to store and archive historical documents. Mylar storage options are more expensive than poly options. However, they last significantly longer, which claims you will not have to change the bag for, drumroll, 150 years. Mylar bags are made from biaxially extruded polyester film that is simultaneously stretched in 2 directions to give it maximum strength. It is 350 times more resistant to the diffusion of gases such as oxygen, carbon, sulfur dioxide, etc. than the poly bags. Mylar bags' resistance to moisture, insect attack, fungus, mold, mildew, acid, oils, grease, and solvents is excellent. Mylar is the infinity gauntlet of storage bags. Poly is a good starting point and great for short-term storage solutions, where Mylar is a great investment. It all comes down to what level of care you need for your collection. Then they go into sizes. We'll talk about sizes later. I mean, well, thickness. Same as comic books. Mylars come in current, golden, silver, magazine and magazine sizes in 2mm or 4mm thickness. There is even a size specifically designed for art pieces and graded comics to fit over CGC, graded comics, as we spoke about at the beginning of the episode, the professional grading services. Awesome. Yeah, and that's our 2 cents on Mylar bags. We were boarding and boxing some X-Men comics, and I've got 2 issues, number 1, from 2 different eras. A bygone era of the future and a gone wrong era of the now. What do you speak of, Sully? You speak in such riddles. Do I? Or do I? This is a good one. This was I got this in a Bronze Age grab bag, and if this was in good condition, this would probably be worth about $16. Once again, let's look it up. This was literally one of if X-Men 170, where Storm fights Callisto for the with the Morlocks, was one of my first issues that I bought regularly, then this was peak for me. This is right before issues 200, the 200 milestone. John Romita Jr. art, written by Chris Claremont. I mean, edited by Ann Nesenti. This is great stuff. I mean, kind of bowled over that, like, X-Men was one of the most, it was just deeply rich, complex, juvenile and mature at the same time. And it was all, and it was, it was under the stewardship of women for most of the 1980s. And then when Bob Harris takes over in the late 80s and going into the 90s, it kind of gets this, it becomes, there's an imbalance to it, or maybe it was just the changing tastes or whatnot. But I find that fascinating, that just like, of course. So we're looking at the book here. Pika has done some research. If research you mean by put a bookmark in the book, then that's what we're talking about. And I hope you're having an awesome day. I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're doing well. And I hope you're happy. And I hope you're clobbering your problems and not being clobbered by them. Indeed. Okay, this would go for $12 if it was near mint. This is not near mint. This is like full of dings. This I basically paid $2.50 for this. It was 4 for $10 in a Bronze Age grab bag. And this is it's got more dings than a dinner bell, I think. No, it's not that bad. It's a perfectly good readable copy. So let's see. 2.0 would be $2, 4.0 would be $4, and a 6.0 would be about $6. And I'm just happy to have this one. Seriously. This is one of the ones I grew up with. But the ones that we were going to look at today, we have got... Aha. A Tale of Issues number 1. New X-Men 2099 from 1993. This was 2099 was in a new, it was a sub imprint. It was just a line, and it was just taking everything 100 years in the future. And October, volume 1, issue 1. Now there's an issue that has gold. If you have the one with the gold foil on it, Stop, Drop, and Giggle. That's one of 15,000 you could only originally get through Diamond, and that's worth $20. This here is an issue 1. If it was 9.2, not handled. Where did it go? Why aren't you wearing your glasses? I know, huh? It would be $8 if it was near mint, really. And I got this in, like I said, in an unbagged grab bag. So this is it would be like $2 for $1 for very good. A 2.0 would be $1. A very good, a 4.0 would be $2. A very fine, a 6.0 would be $3. So not very valuable. And this one here is from 2019, so it doesn't really, it's still its same cover price. This goes for $5, and this has already got, look at that corner. It's like, we got some fold issues here. Look at that fold. You see those creases? This thing's been mauled. This thing would look like it got into a fight with Wolverine or something. Man. But this one is the culprit behind a lot of fan ire that it has in it the schematics and things. Where'd it go? And it's they call these like the info sheets, and they're a huge part of the storyline. It's got this wonderful setup between Storm and Cyclops, which I feel like dropped the ball. I mean, I think it was setting up Storm to be another schism between Storm and Cyclops, because Cyclops is like, being ruthless while Storm is showing compassion. And I think that there was going to be something definitely brewing there, but this was like the beginning of something wonderful, and then it just all fell apart at the end. That's our bag and board today. We've been talking about X-Men. What are your feelings about the X-Men? Let me know. Do you read X-Men? How long have you been reading X-Men? I've been reading X-Men pretty much, since I was about 10 or 11, and what a long, strange trip it's been. And I refuse to think that just certain marginalized voices can own the X-Men now. X-Men have always been for all misfits, not just for just very few people. I mean, X-Men is this is my humble opinion. It's not meant to represent one downtrodden class of people or marginalized people, as we put it today. X-Men was meant to represent oddballs, misfits, and people with unique gifts, like really smart people that would, get teased or something. Gifted people, and that's why they would call it Xavier's Academy for gifted students. We all have gifts, and some of us don't fit in with crowds as well as others, especially in awkward developmental social situations such as high school and things, and getting to be comfortable within our own bodies and being comfortable with who we are and what we have to offer in this world. And the X-Men have always been a tale of cultivating your spirit and of cultivating, thank you very much. And such as Storm. Storm's always been, one of my biggest heroes. From conquering her claustrophobia, to breaking away and redefining herself, and taking charge of the X-Men, and reminding me of all the strong, beautiful, brave, and stunning women that raised me, with my single working mom and my aunties and all of her girlfriends with who had kids. There's a lot of women. Yeah, women are everywhere. I know. And so thank you very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. We've been talking about comic books, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. Thank you so much for tuning in. We make daily content. We'd love it if you could hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. We talk about comic books daily, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Tune in. Leave your problems behind. Pull up a chair to the comics coffee table. Slancha, skol, salud. Cheers. And thank you. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. We will see you again in those funny pages tomorrow. Ciao. Bye-bye.